This is me, the Grand Duchess Rasmus Goonan, also known as Ryan Tomlinson. Happy Thursday. I hope you girls are getting a sip. I like to think of Thursdays of my carnal pleasures, those guilty little pleasures you love to enjoy, you just absolutely will die for. Um, People always say, I wrote a quotation today. I really did. And I wanted, I had no idea what it represented before I wrote it. But it goes back to the same thing I talk about all the time, shame and guilt and so forth, and how society sometimes inflict such horrors on us so that we should be shameful, so that we should feel guilty for some things. Uh, and why not? Shame is appropriate, so is guilt, and so forth. It keeps us human, it keeps us honest, it keeps us liable to each other, and so forth. Now, my experience in Korea being drugged and assaulted by a whole nurse corps and family, etc. Funny thing, shame didn't keep them honest. Jealousy, insecurity, and hate. So I have no qualms about talking about shame. I had shame when I was growing up, being a feminine young man. I had that shame and I kept it with me as a way of not feeling, of being subservient to everybody else. But it comes to a time when we embrace ourselves and we realize, why do we do these things? But in order, before the catastrophe of the military disgrace and the family collapsed, no bad luck to me. One poignant thing happened. I embraced myself inner, but I was desperate for attention. Everybody wants to be in a family, everybody wants to be loved, and so forth. But never let your inner self-sacrifice, your inner love, and your inner strength suffer because of it. So I wrote something today, right, because for shame and guilt, and to think I could have lost my life. My life wasn't worth nothing for dollars, millions of whatever you want to call it. People did what they had to do, and if I had died, it wouldn't have been a damn story. The damn president wouldn't give a shit, and none of those army leaders. It would have been just with, oh, another black person died. But that's unfortunate. Society does not support it, although the institution support it for its own integrity. And I wrote something today going back to the Garden of Eden. It says, shame inhibits, the garden exhibits. Shame can never inhabit the habitual of love habits. It hopes not and doesn't inhabit graceful beauty of the faithful to fulfill truth fruitfully carry. What does that mean to you? I don't know. But I know what it means to me. Shame inhibits, the garden exhibits. What does that mean? A flower never blossoms in shame. It blossoms in beauty, even it comes out from a rock. Shame can never inhabit the habitual of love habits. Love is so habitual, it is so instinctual, it is so poignant in how it should be, that shame could never be there. Love accepts, and I don't need to go into all of that. The Christians have their word. It hopes. Shame hopes not and doesn't inhabit. Shame has no hope. It does it, and so forth, and it does it without guilt and without merit, in order to suffer you the insecurity of untruth. And I saw inhabit graceful beauty of the faithful, to fulfill truth true and fruitfully carry. So you think about what that means to you. I'm going to read one more time. Shame inhibits, the garden exhibits. And shame can never inhabit the habitual of love habits. It hopes not and doesn't inhabit graceful beauty of faithful to fulfill the true and truthfully carry. After the debacle I suffered in Korea and the assassination order on my life, I don't look back. Everywhere I went to and I never got help, I don't look back. I only move forward. And you do it for one thing, instinctually. Not because you were ashamed. I was ashamed to ask for help, but I did. But you never go back because you have to bring a certain kind of justice to them or conscience to them. I was reading somewhere, and when I was a child, I had this little thing. I said, why does there have to be revenge? And it's almost like the materialization of revenge. Revenge said, I attend church. I attend church in order to give what other people couldn't give in their forgiveness. And so revenge is poignant, not at your hand, but at those people that you suffer at their hand. And so never be ashamed of yourself. It's Thirsty Thursday. Bring your whole self, your whole needs to whoever you respect and idolize above the universe, the God, whatever you want to call it, and if not, yourself. And treat yourself in that sense. And in that hope, you will find fulfillment of your life, lawlessness, respectfulness of children, and so forth. You can never be at fault for truth. Yes, there are some of us that work for intelligence and so forth, need to know basic, but the general truth, general professionalism cannot lapse in integrity, duty, and incompetent judgment towards each other. I heard Michelle Obama said a certain thing, and I wondered about this. We don't even realize what slavery is and how the mentality of slavery still lives, and she is a black woman. I was surprised to hear her say that. Michelle Obama said they're going to have a one-stop application for vets. Back in the 40s and 50s, they used to have a one-stop application for black people, a one-stop application for slaves, and here she goes. Society is so afraid of these people that put their lives on the line for them while they were eating cake on the hill, while their benefits were being cut. And she has no shame in saying that she's going to have a one-stop shop. That's nice in one sense, easy and quick. But from my experience, nothing is easy and quick with them when they're at fault. Why is it that society is so afraid of these people that put their lives on the line for other people? Where is the shame? This is the new shame, the new discrimination in America. The veterans and the disabled veterans and their families. It's such an awful shame. Open up your eyes and see the people that are around you and you have around you, and give them a hand. Let you, as an individual, be the one-stop shop. The government has a right for expedience and so forth. And it seems like they can't, I don't know, for such a conglomerate of a group, they can't get it together. As evidenced by their healthcare reform website that couldn't even come up, and we have the best in the world. So we have to wonder where, what, and how we are. But I can never say a sign of all things to come starts at the top. When they scramble in shame for effort and guilt and deceit, innocently, people suffer. Embrace each other. This means the Grand Duchess Rasmus goes